And we came out and there were a lot of people crowded around a big TV screen as he got to the car park. And my son's checked his Twitter feed and went, oh my God, Dad, Paris is also... So I looked at this and I just felt absolutely sickened. I actually felt sickened. And, you know, Paris, I'm very attached to it. My wife's half Parisian, was born and raised there till she was 6, has a dual passport, go there 6, 7 times a year. And I've walked those streets, you know, from Notre Dame around the back, and we've all been there. You know, it's the city of love and romance and passion and intelligence and great spirit. And what they've tried to do, these monsters, that's what they are. They're not real Muslims. You know, I love what you said earlier. They're not real Muslims. They have hijacked the meaning of Islam and the teachings of Islam to try and justify their murderous behaviour. And I'm not having it, and you shouldn't have it, and real Muslims shouldn't have it. And we've all got to come together, like you said.
But Piers, look, we did... There was a lot of this sort of talk after the Charlie Hebdo attacks, and then quite often people go back to their daily lives and it all just carries on as normal and we all forget. Is this a game changer?
Completely. What they tried to do was they tried to attack not just one specific target, but a way of life, a culture. It's our culture. We go to football matches. I'm an Arsenal fan. We go to Arsenal with my sons, you know. I go to restaurant... A lot of Arsenal fans in here. It's my kind of audience. You know, you go to the football, you go to bars, you go to cafes, you go to restaurants, you go to the theatre, you go to pop concerts.
That's why it was more horrific, I think, was people were relaxing, having fun.
It's an attack on our way of life.
People in love,
they're trying
dancing.
Right, but they're trying to tell us how to lead our lives. They are the modern-day Nazis. The Nazis wanted to have a new world order, that was going to be looking like them, sounding like them, behaving like them, and agreeing with their beliefs.
How do you think we should react to that then? Because people are scared now.
Well, we have to also, I think, remember when it comes to the Muslim community of this country, for example, we also have to look at what we have done, you know, or rather what politicians have done in our name. The Iraq War was an illegal, unethical war that stirred up a massive hornet's nest in that part of the region and created a vacuum through which ISIS have steamed to try and claim now their new world order. So we can't, as a country, go back and say nothing to do with us, Gov.
We can't use it as an excuse
absolutely.
Either.
No, it's not an excuse, but it's also we have a responsibility. And the reason I say that is I feel very passionate about these refugees, the real ones, right? These people, what do you think they're fleeing from? They're fleeing from Paris, happening every bloody night in their country, right? And they're losing their mothers and their grandparents and their kids, and they are fleeing this kind of outrageous tyranny.
OK,
and
so what do we do?
I don't normally compliment David Cameron, but I think that his strategy with the refugees is correct, which is we are taking our refugee quota from the camps where they have already been thoroughly tested to make sure they are who they say they are.
And yet he got completely lambasted when he first said that, didn't he?
He did. And look, let's be honest. We've worked in journalism together, actually, for a long time. This is incredibly difficult. Nobody has the answers. If they did, Paris wouldn't have happened again so soon after the last one. Paris has some of the best special forces in the world. I was talking, my brother's a British Army officer. My brother-in-law was a British Army colonel. They both disagree. I chatted with them over the weekend about the best way to do this. There is no simple answer. But what I do think about the coming together, it's very important on a human level that we come together with the Muslim community in this country, which is a very strong community, 96% of whom...
You say come together, I think a lot of people would say we have no animosity generally to the Muslim community, that we are a very accepting multicultural society.
We're ignorant of what is going on in their communities, and that is the problem. We, as a nation, we just allow people to do what they want, and they go away with it. They get on with FGM, they get on with child, marriages, they get on with lots of things that are contravening British values. We cannot be ignorant. The biggest part of integration is actually understanding what is going on in your own backyard. And it's not just up to me to do that, it's up to all of us to do that.
Do you believe Piers as people marching and saying not in our name collectively does it? Well, like James said, do we do that and then everyone goes back to their way of life?
I was editor of the Daily Mirror when we helped organise the march on the Iraq War. 1.7 million people marched through the streets of London demanding we do not go to war in Iraq. Right?
Exactly. It's very powerful.
Those politicians made a decision that was not the decision we would have taken as a people, right? But we are in this now where we are. You can't go back in history and rewrite it. We have to work out a concerted global effort to get rid of ISIS, to do to them what they're trying to do to us.
So you're from the calm down and think about it school of thought.
I'm from the calm down, think about it, and then kill them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I am. And I'm not a warmonger. I oppose the Iraq war very strongly. I have big misgivings about Afghanistan too. But on this case, this seems to me we are, when the Pope, I'm a Catholic, when the Pope says we are in the Third World War, that has got to be taken very seriously. He didn't say that lightly, right? We are in a world war, and the world, when Vladimir Putin is the guy who is actually making the right decisions here, you know how bad the decision-making by America and Britain and other countries has been so far. And we've got to work out a way that we get into ISIS, get into what is the catalyst for their financing. Is it from Saudi Arabia? If it is, as many think it is, who is financing it? Get these people, put the economic stranglehold on them, diplomatic, political and military. But it's got to be Russia, China, Iran, Europe, everybody.